All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here at Jimmy Britt up here in Statesboro, Georgia, and we have the keys to this puppy right here. And what does this have on it? This has the HEMI. This is the 5.7 HEMI 2026. Look at that. We unlocked that, dude. We are ready to roll. We'll also sound check that, listen to it. We are running no mics today because I am actually the spur of the moment stop. It's been pouring rain, so I didn't think I'd be able to get up and make any videos, and I had to stop here to grab oil filters for my truck for my oil changes. I buy the oil filters right here from the dealer, and I came up to get those. We got the keys, and we're going to check this thing out here. When you do, if you are looking for one of these, you want to come up here and talk to Brian. Okay, Brian, a lot of you guys have been reaching out to Brian and buying stuff from him. Here's his direct contact info right here at Jimmy Britt. So he is the one that you want to talk to up here. He will get you all hooked up. We have the keys. Like I said, we'll go around this thing and check it out. But this is 2026. There's a Bighorn. We got 1500. It is e-torque on the 5.7. That is definitely a bummer that we have e-torque, but it is proven and it has been around for a while, so we know it's there. Would have been much cooler to say HEMI here rather than that being the only thing that signifies as a HEMI as the protest badge on here. But if you look at like a Hurricane, you know, a Hurricane is going to say Hurricane on there, where these are all HEMIs. HEMI logo, and e-torque. Here's a HEMI logo, e-torque. Here is a non-HEMI. This is a Warlock, but see how it says Hurricane in here? I think that's pretty cool if they would have said HEMI. Instead, it's got the same e-torque symbol there for these HEMI models here. These are all basically identical trucks, and we grabbed the keys for this N1 on purpose just so it's there, but they're all the same thing. We'll look at the window stickers. Nothing really different or dramatic on this truck. I do love the wheels they put on these Bighorns, these street wheels. I think they look good. I like how deep dished in they are, and they look very nice for a street type do-it-all kind of tire on there. I think they look really good, and this being a HEMI and having some power to it, that's what a lot of people are looking for and like. So they do a really good job. Being a Bighorn, you're going to get some nice features in here that you're going to really like. We got color matched in here. I believe this is passive entry, if I'm not mistaken. We will check. They did, however, I will say that that's a standard one right there. I'm just looking at things of what we got here, but it is a bummer that in the Bighorn, in this particular Bighorn setup that they shipped. Now, I don't know if the dealer ordered them this way or if this is how Ram chose to allocate them to them, but it is a bummer how weak the bed layout is. Okay, we have no bed liner. We have no bed lights, no bed power, and no bed liner in the back of these things on these trucks on a Bighorn, which kind of shocks me because when you look at like a Warlock, if we come over here, the Warlocks that they order or they get allocated here, they are a much different animal. And they have all of that kind of stuff that we're looking for. They had 3 of them up here. I'm looking to see. Here's a Warlock right here. And here's a Warlock. Look at the back end. Bed line. We got rails. We got power. And we have lights. We got it all in the back of these things right here. And these are a cheaper, lower grade truck in a Warlock than what we have in a Bighorn. Right here, you can see very basic and empty. So again, I don't know if that's how they ordered it or how it came in, but it is kind of a bummer setup. So, but let's go back over here to this one we got looking at here. So, but like I said, we are talking full-blown HEMI engine. Like I said, I know you're fired up. We'll check it out. Let's finish taking a look on the outside here, see what we got. Here's a window sticker. I will pull this up and blow it up bigger for you so you can actually see it here. But here is our window sticker, 2026 Bighorn 5 Bighorn Crew Max. There it is right here. We will see our price for the actual that we are kicking in for the optional equipment down here. Got the 33-gallon tank. Got the GT exhaust on here, which we will be listening to and checking out. You get the limited slip rear diff, and this one is part of that Night Edition package. You can see what you get in a Night Edition package. I love that package. And we come up here. Here's your rest of your stuff that you're seeing in here. Kind of just going through it for you so you can take a look at it. $392 rear end. I love that. And there's your $2,900 for the 5.7 HEMI. and a protest badge. That gets you the HEMI, the gas or the protest badge, the 36 or 33 gallon tank, active noise control system, GT exhaust and brake controllers, $295. Total price right there is what we're coming in at. So not too shabby. Let's take a look at this thing here. Again, it's going to be pretty standard for all 2026s. Nothing major changes. Bighorn gives you a little bit of upgrade, a little fancy and classness, little softer touch here, and then this is kind of a softy. Even though it's plastic, it's a little softer here. This is good. Nice door pockets, nice simple setup. We do get the in-bed or in-floor storage in these, and I love this. Okay, it's on both sides. Perfect setup, easy in. These come right out for trays, which you can, so if you wanted to use it as a cooler, you could do that, or easy to clean. So love that setup in there. And they also incorporate tie-down points because you have the same thing mirrored over there in that side. So what's nice about that is back here is you can tie down cargo. You get huge flat floor area. If we pop up both of these seats, look at the massive flat floor, completely flat floor, and tie downs here and over there. So you can lock everything down. Very nice. Beautifully done in here. Map pockets, both rear seats, fantastic. We get like 100 USB connections and a 120 volt back here. You get 4, plus you got your 120 power right here. So you got all that. You got your independent vents back here for everybody. Cup holders accessible to people in the back seats here. And we do have a center armrest right here with cup holders also. Cloth seats, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Absolutely love it. Huge fan of cloth seats. Does not get better than this. This is the perfect do-it-all, everything trim, in my opinion, is the Bighorn. This is just perfect. Grab handles on both sides. There it is. Fantastic. And we'll come over and look at the other side real quick. Again, I've done a lot of reviews on these trucks. We don't have to get too carried away on all the little intricacies because they're all right. You know, it's the same thing as they all are, but we want to get into that motor here for a minute for you though. But same thing here. Again, 60-40 split, so you can put up this side for gear and still have room for somebody to sit there. This can be gear side, still get a passenger there if you want to. So much room. So much room in this thing. So tons and tons of room. And again, mirrored, same setup over here. So you get that kind of option. So let's go around. Nice door card, same simple setup coming over here on the passenger side. We get over here, we got a seat as far as it can go forward. And that's mainly for gear storage in the back. When you look at that, let's just talk about that for a minute. Okay, look at how far forward that goes. Okay, look at the sheer amount of size that is in here for whatever you wanted to put in here. How far that goes forward is insane. Because look at, you could never even sit in the front seat. Nobody could fit in there. And it goes that far forward and that straight up. So kind of a very nice feature that they give you that. Let's tip it back. Hold on a sec. Hang on. Okay, there we go. Let me slide it back because it is a manual adjust. There we go. Manual seat adjust on the passenger side. Love it. Simple and easy. Tilts back, slides forward and back. Easy. Life is good. Same simple door card. Lots of room in it. We do get the double boxes. The bottom box, long, narrow, good box, plenty of room for your stuff, and you get the upper one. Love the way they do this because it actually gives you quite a bit of room inside of here. You get a lot of nice storage inside this one. I like the way they lay it out. The Chevy one, I'm not a fan of how big the door console is. You lose a lot of that kind of stuff, but in Ram does it fantastic. So, and they put the button where it should be, where you can access it from the driver and reach over and hit this and then grab anything out of this. So they do it very well. We'll look at the cockpit area in a minute, but great setup here. You've got a nice compartment right here to put your wallet or paperwork or anything in here. Can fit in there. It's good, deep, and you got a lot of room in it. So nice setup on that side. Your jack is right there. So perfect, convenient, and easy. Cannot complain about that one bit. Coming over to the driver's side, and we will fire it up. We'll look at the engine too. But we come over here. Popping in on this side over here, we have, jumping in, we got the big screen in this dude right here. So we got some screen here. Let's fire it up. I have no mics on, so you can hear that. You're listening to that right there. You hear that. We'll dive into that deeper. But let me turn this stuff off here. Okay, so you got your huge screen on here. Matter of fact, we're going to turn that off so we can hear. Okay, but you got this huge screen layout on here. Perfect setup, place to store your anything you want to, and 12-volt power here for your dash cam, your fuzz buster, whatever you want to put on there. Mirror setup is auto dimming, everything is good. Trailer brake controller right here, your traction control off, and your parking sensors. A ton of USB ports down there, just like we want. Screen off button, very simple climate controls, hazard button right where it should be, exactly where you want. And here you have everything here too you need, but you'll notice we have 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low. We do not have an axle lock, but we get a rear limited slip differential. But we have 4 auto. Why? Because it is a Bighorn, and you can get a Bighorn with 4 auto. 4 auto is one of the best things you can have in the wintertime, and you get your simple dial selector right here for changing your gear ratio on your drive selector. So nice setup. Perfect in-dash setup here where you get your good 4 analog gauges plus a huge center stack in there to do everything that you need it to do. Cannot complain about that one bit. Absolutely perfect dash layout. All right, let's take a quick second, mention our sponsor of this video here, Last Fit. They build some of the most amazing products. We use their stuff on everything. Every truck I own and have owned recently has been all set up with Last Fit stuff. We're going to take a look at it real quick and show you some of their offerings. All right, let's take a look at their portable units. These things are incredible. They have 3 different sizes of these things, and they're battery powered. Take them anywhere. They get the job done. They work awesome. They'll fill 4 35-inch tires very easily all on one charge. This thing is incredible. Love them. Handy to have around the house. Quick and easy to grab for any of your jobs. Filling trailer tires, basketballs, car tires, you name it. It's just right there. And then they got the Big Dog. The Big Dog double cylinder, twin cylinder generator right here, or compressor right here. Look at this thing scream. Look at how fast this system goes. And you can use it to fill 1 tire for anything you need like that, but you also have the 4-way connector like this. It's a 4-way inflator and deflator system. It's one of the best I've ever seen with only 2 simple hoses. Got that compared with it. It deflates your tires quick and easy for you, and it also fills them super fast. It'll fill 4 of these 35-inch tires from 19 pounds all the way up to 48 pounds, and it'll do it in 7 minutes, all 4 at one time. Last Fit crushes it when it comes to compressor systems. They crush it with every product they have. I have so much of their stuff and I love everything, but this compressor system here, incredible. Check them out. Last Fit. Combining the best of digital and analog. Over here, your light controls are sweet, simple, and easy, and you do have adjustable pedals that can go fore and aft. I can make those pedals go farther away or come to me, whether I'm taller or shorter. They will move forward and back. Ford's been doing this for 100 years, and I love that Ram does now as well too. So they do this very well. Nice center stack setup up here for your light controls. Auto tailgate, the whole deal. You can make your courtesy lights on and off, SOS, assist, and you have your spot here for sunglasses, but here you also have your one for your expensive Ray-Bans where nobody can find them. So those tuck right up in there. Simple, functional vanity mirrors with lights, both sides, everything that you're looking for. Again, the Bighorn takes it up this extra notch of little details and does an excellent job. Here you do get remote charging, wireless charging. You get this huge compartment, and again, another 120 volt. Ram does connectivity better than anybody else does. More 120 volts, more USBs, 12 volt right here. They just do it very, very well. So you got everything here. Hidden compartment tucks way back up into here to hide your wallet or whatever you want in there. All of these bottoms are out. You can pull these out and clean these easily. Sweet, simple. Slide forward type cup holders, coin holders, and a compartment there. And then here we got accessible to us 2 more cup holders, plus the 2 in the center console. So a lot of good stuff there. You got an upper tray here, which is very nice. That lifts up into a actual box down here, which is this and it again. Slide forward and aft. And then down here, you have little pop-up connector trays that will divide and keep things from moving so that you can kind of lock things in. And Ram's classic algorithm and geometry little chart right there for you to use if you're building stuff. So they do it fantastic. Like I said, excellent design here. One of the best in the industry as far as a console goes in here, in my opinion. One of the best ever. And then you get that matching side pocket right here. So there we go. So perfect, simple, functional. Let's pop that hood. Let me get to my hood here, and we're going to go down here and we're going to take a look at that engine before we fire it up. So let's hit the hood right here. Let's come over here. We get power seat on the driver's side too, so you get all that control, everything there. But let's take a look at this HEMI and see what this thing's about here. So here we go. Hood strut, so we don't have to mess with nothing. There it is. there is your beautiful V8 Hemi. This is your e-torque system, replaces the alternator. That is your system right there. You can see it belt drive. It has its own belt to it. And that is the system that you're looking at right there on there. So again, not too bad. Still some room to work on things. Pretty simple in design. Old classic style engine. No complaints on it. Cannot complain about that at all. So there it is for you. HEMI 5.7. Says it right on the top on the plenum. Like I said, they did very nice. Like I said, not too bad at all. And I actually like how less, I mean, look at this and then go open up the engine on a Tundra. Go open up the engine on a Tundra hybrid and see what that looks like compared to what you're looking at here. So there's no denying the pure simplicity of this. The simple plumbing designs, the simple, I mean, this is simple. And this is beautiful in a beautiful, beautiful way. So let's take a peek now at that exhaust back there. And then we'll fire that exhaust up and hear it. So we have on this on the back, again, we're tucked in pretty tight here, but we got that beautiful dual exhaust back here with the GT exhaust system is what we're going to have on this. So when we fire this puppy up, you know it. This thing's got some attitude to it. We do not have mics with us today, so I'm not going to be able to be back there and rev at the same time, but we will fire it up for you here. And then we'll go back there and listen to it, but listen here. A whole bunch of happy right there. That is a pretty sweet sound, happy sound. Now we hit this, we give it a little gas. Let's listen back there. That sounds very, very nice. There's no doubt about it. Screen set up in there, but I mean, this is just beautiful. One more time. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. That is, there's no doubt about it. The sound of this thing is just mighty, mighty impressive. I mean, it would probably drive me nuts after a while and get annoying, but it sounds really good in the fact that it is dumping all the way out here in the back. If you're not pulling a trailer, you're probably not going to hear that too bad from inside the cab. You know, when you're in here and you close the door up, it's pretty gone. Okay, it's not too bad, even if we hit it. You know, I'm not hearing it too bad in here. They did a good job of deadening the sound in here. It's not really a concern. If you put a trailer on the back, you're probably going to have that exhaust hitting the trailer and that sound bouncing back, and you're going to hear it more and hear that drone. But by being straight out of the back exhaust rather than off the side. But like I said, you're going to love this thing from just the fact of being able to actually listen to it and enjoy that, because that HEMI does sound, that thing, again, listen when we open a door versus what we're hearing now. Sounds really good. So there you go. Let's turn that off, and perfect. And that is our, let me show you payload stickers here for you, because we do have a different weight and motor compared to the other ones. So this one, payload wise, we are coming in at 1,636 pounds of payload. As you can see on there, there's your DVWR info, but 1,600, and let me zoom that a little better so you can see better. There you go, 1,636 of payload is what we're getting out of this baby. But there it is right there. That is the HEMI, the new HEMI in this setup, in the 1500. A lot of you guys are excited. They are for sale. They also, here alone, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them sitting here, because that fifth one I think is a Warlock, right? If I'm not mistaken. See, yes, Warlock. So you got 4 though. We got 4 Hemis sitting right here. This is a e-torque 3.6 liter right here. Beautiful engine as well too. But notice how, again, this has got the same emblem on here. See how this says 1500 e-torque? And that says 1500 e-torque. Yet this is a 5.7, this is a 3.6. The only way to know the difference that it's a HEMI is the protest badge right there. So, but there's a review of it. Hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, you got any questions on it, give Brian a call up here, and he will get you all squared away. His info's in the beginning of the video. Standard Ram key fob is what we're getting with it. We're going to lock it. Done. And we are calling it a day on the video. And I'm going to go in and pick up my oil filters. Questions, comments, put them below. Thanks for watching.